Hello everyone, it's Quarantini time. Tonight we're going to be having a giant martini. It's not a giant martini because it's a huge martini. I'm only going to be having it in my tiny little baby sham glass. It's called a giant martini because Rock Hudson and Elizabeth Taylor basically invented this drink on the set of the film Giant. So it was very, very hot in Marfa, Texas when they were filming, and they like to rustle themselves up a little chocolate martini. So I'm going to demonstrate that for you tonight. So you want to get a lot of ice in your cocktail shaker. It's pretty hot in London at the minute, so you know this is going to be good. So I've got quite a lot of ice in my cocktail shaker, and I have also already measured out 2 ounces of Hershey's chocolate syrup. This isn't easy to get in the UK, but you can get it in some big supermarkets and online sometimes. But you know, any chocolate syrup will do. And then you add 1 ounce of Kahlua. I don't know how to say Kahlua, but it made me laugh when I saw the lid said 1936, because this has probably been in my cocktail cabinet since 1936. So 1 measure of Kahlua. This is such a rich, delicious drink. It's more like a sort of dessert than a sort of aperitif type cocktail. So, you know, you might want to have it as an alcoholic pudding. So 2 measures of the chocolate syrup, 1 measure of Kahlua, and 2 measures of vodka. And those of you who've been watching Quarantini Times since beginning of lockdown will remember my teeny tiny bottle of vodka, but it's almost gone now. That's how long we've been quarantined. So 2 of vodka. Then you give it all a good old shake in the cocktail shaker. I'm looking forward to this because I'm hot. Do I look hot? I am hot. So shake it up in your cocktail shaker. So we've got the lovely James Dean there behind me. I would heartily recommend Giant. It's one of those epic films. It's like a Sunday afternoon movie, really. It's really long. But unless you're from Texas yourself, I would not expect to be able to understand a single word James Dean says in this film. His accent is impenetrable, but boy is he nice to look at. Okay, let's shake it up, shake it up. So you pour that in your little martini glass. Oh, it's rich. Look at that. That is really like an alcoholic pudding, let's face it. And then the finishing touch is you sprinkle on some little chocolate shavings. Don't know if you can see that. So there you have it, the giant martini. Now usually at this point, this is where I invite Mr. Rathbone in to partake of a Quarantini time, but he's not here. But do not fear, he will be back next week. I'll have a little sip. Let's have a taster. It's a bit like an espresso martini, you know what I mean? It's like got that sort of chocolatey coffee mixture, and it's really good. But yeah, this isn't really a pre-dinner cocktail. I would say it's a post-dinner cocktail, personally. So, who are we going to have next week? Well, I decided that I would do Quarantini Times until lockdown ended, and it's on the cards that the pubs will be reopening in a couple of weeks. So next week might be the last ever Quarantini time, and I've been saving a very good one till last. Here's a clue. If you've got one of these handy, you might want it for next week. Who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be? It's Gloria Swanson. So, the last ever Quarantini time, unless something changes in the interim, will be the Gloria Swanson champagne cocktail. Oh yeah. You will need champagne to celebrate end of lockdown, and cognac, and a sugar cube, if memory serves me correctly. Sorry, I should have looked that up beforehand, shouldn't I? So yes, next week, the Gloria Swanson champagne cocktail. Until then, not much longer, folks. You must, just until then, stay quarantinied. Cheers.